Is today day 5? Yeah, it is day 5. Alright, my brothers. Day 5. It's day 5, man. Wait, no, my mouse is about to die. Alright, we have to hustle. Yeah, man. Day 5. Remi. Remi's my main subject for the series. He's locked in. He's been a locked in guy. Where was the... Oh, the homework tab. Look at this man, dude. This man had sleep paralysis, so he locked in. I don't know anybody like this dude. But yeah, man. Today's the day. Oh, dang, he left right when I said that, too. But yeah, today is probably, I would say, the third most important class. The fundamentals of time. We're not going to go too deep. It shouldn't be too long. That's what she said. But, yeah, man, let's just get right into it. Screw it. Screw it, dude. Why not? Left foot lucky you pay me. Take that to the grazy. Alright. Bro, I'm this close to just like headbutting my monitor, bro. Why does this lag every single time? Jesus. Alright, yeah, let me chill. I'm gonna clear my chart. We'll do trade review at the end, or maybe we won't, because I forgot I need to get to this meeting, and I lightweight gotta go dookie, I'm not gonna lie to you. But, alright. The fundamentals of time. So there's only 3 things that I want to cover for the fundamentals. And one of them is going to be like semi-complex. So, alright. Bro, this mic, I need a mic that clips to my shirt or something, bro. Fundamentals of time. First one I want to talk about, kill zones. Next, Baby Gronk, Rizzes, Livy, done. Then we'll get into macros. Then we'll get into, because we kind of covered it in the premium and discount thing. So we're going to talk about hourly rates. Alright. And obviously we're not going to watch how Baby Gronk rizzed up Louis done, because I don't even know how he did it. But he did. Alright. Well, yeah. If you're taking notes, put these headers in your notes, because I'm not going to leave this up. Put it down. But yeah, let's get into it. So, kill zones. To be honest, the first kill zone, I get confused, but it's not like a detail that really matters that much. The kill zone, the AM session New York kill zone, is either from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. or it's 8:30 to 11 a.m. I'm pretty sure it's 8:30 because that's when pre-market opens. So 8:30 a.m. EST to 11 a.m. EST is your AM session kill zone. So let's mark it out. Bam skis. Boom skis. Okay. AM session. No. AM kill zone. Why is it yellow, bro? Why would anyone want that to be yellow? Okay. Here's your AM session kill zone. It's for sure 8:30. 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's your AM session kill zone. PM session kill zone. Okay. Come on, baby. It's 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So, the reason why this is, well, kill zones in general. Kill zone, it's called the kill zone for a reason. This is the section of time where you want to be looking for trades. And the reason why the AM session kill zone is the time that it is because 8:30 a.m. is when pre-market opens, so that's when people are allowed to start buying now. So it's going to pick up in volatility. And I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. The reason why 11 a.m. is the end of the kill zone is because that's when London session closes. So until 11 a.m. and from New York open, New York and London session are trading at the same time. So that's why that's a kill zone. And then the PM session kill zone, the reason why it's 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. is because 2 p.m. is when, well, 2 p.m. is after lunch. Lunch ends at 1. Yeah, lunch ends at 1. So I don't know why it's 2, actually. If I'm being honest, I never cared too much about why. I just knew what the times were. But 3 p.m. is the end of the kill zone, and that was because, what was it? Was it not mortgages? That wouldn't make sense. If I'm being honest, it doesn't really matter. I should know, but I don't. It doesn't really matter. Just know that 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. is the time frame that you should be trading, and 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. is when you should be trading. That's when it's going to be best price action, typically, best volatility, typically. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So now let's talk about macros. Macros are going to be the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes of every hour. So there's a macro. I don't think it's necessary for me to lay it out for every single one because you know what it is, but I'll put it for the important ones, I guess. This is going to be way harder than I want it to be. Wait, I didn't even do the... Bro, no one's trying to do all this. Alright, I'm just going to mark out these two. But it's the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes of every hour. So here, 8:50 to 9:10, that is a macro. 9:50 to 10:10, that is probably the most important macro. That's the macro I pay attention the most to, because I'm typically trading within this time. And then, I mean, like I said, last 10 minutes and first 10 minutes of every hour. So 10:50 to 11:10, that's a macro, and it's the same way for every hour until close. So, like I said, the kill zone is a section of time where you should be trading. That's when price is expected to be the most volatile. But in macros, these little 20-minute pockets of time, that's when we're expected to aggressively go fill an imbalance or take liquidity. That's what's expected to happen in the macros. Another thing that can happen in the macros is like accumulation, and then right after the macro, that's when we'll make our move. So, but typically, the way that you want to look at macros is that should be a pocket of time where price is going to aggressively push to get its objective, which is either filling liquidity or filling an imbalance or taking liquidity. So here, you can see how that happened. I mean, obviously we shot up, but like the real delivery was to the downside. And we had news at 10, so obviously we waited for the news at 10, but once that dropped, the candles got really aggressive to the downside. So didn't really happen here, but if I'm being honest, like I said, the macro that I pay the most attention to is this one, because this macro is before market even opens, so obviously like we're not expecting price to be super crazy at this time. So this is the macro that I pay attention to the most. It's pretty much like the AM session macro. But yeah, in this section of time, like I said, you expect us to aggressively fill an imbalance or aggressively go for liquidity. News drops, so obviously that made it extra aggressive. But even on days where there isn't news, like we'll move like this within the macro. But obviously there's an imbalance. Obviously there's liquidity. We push and got both. But let's find... I want to find another day's macro where there wasn't news at 10, so you can see that it's not just the news. There wasn't news at 10 on Thursday, was there? I don't think so. I'm trying to hit this up. Because I got that got out. Where is it? Okay. And typically, my usual rule of thumb is I will not trade before the AM session macro. Because like I said, during the macro, during this 20-minute pocket of time, that's when you're expecting the market to go for its objective, like really aggressively. And you can see it here. There was no news. We had no news within this. But you can see, oh, well, I should show you what the objective was because some of you might not even remember. But, oh, I guess we already got the new week opening gap. But This low was the objective. So during the 20-minute pocket of time, we're gonna aggressively move to either get an imbalance. We're aggressively going to fill an imbalance or take liquidity. In this scenario, we were taking liquidity. So if you waited for the macro, like I said, the basic rule of thumb, you should wait for the macro because that's when we're really going to go. Because the problem with entering before the macro is, like, even if you're right about direction, the time where we are supposed to move aggressively to get whatever the draw on liquidity is this 20-minute pocket of time. So if you're trading before, we could very easily just chop around and like trade the opposite direction, and you'll get stopped out of entries even though you were right about the direction. So waiting for the macro is usually really safe because, like I said, for the 4th time, that is when we're going to go get our objective. So here, if you waited for the macro, I actually took this trade. If you waited for the macro, consider that a turtle soup. Or I guess we haven't gotten to that. Consider this just a fair value gap entry. Then you could have took that and rode it to the draw on liquidity. And we would have got it in a few candles because we're within that 20-minute macro. And we're going to move mad aggressive in that 20-minute macro. So I put emphasis on the 950 to 1010 just because that's the only one that I really trade. And it's the most important one. It's within a kill zone. It's after market open. So it's like freshly market open. It's going to be pretty volatile. This is typically going to be the strongest macro from what I've seen, but let's look at others just in case. So 1050 to 1110. Not really seeing anything crazy here, but same idea. Like if you were trying to get long before the macro, and you were like, I don't know, taking this fair value gap or taking this fair value gap mad early, you probably would have got stopped out, or your stop loss just would have been like mad big. But if you waited for, bro, who keeps texting me? Oh, fix the screen, Thicky? What's wrong with the screen? What I was saying was, well, that's the macro that I was originally talking about, the 950 to 1010. That's the macro I care about. You can see that we aggressively delivered. That's pretty much all that point was. But now, the next macro, 1050 to 1110. Like I said, if you tried to enter prior, you more than likely got smashed on. So if you just waited for the macro, you know it's a safe entry because if you're assuming the draw on liquidity is up, like you can just trust entries more if you're within a macro, because you're like that's when price is supposed to go get what it's supposed to get. So if you're trading in a section of time where we're not expecting the price to go get anything, like obviously objectives can be hit outside of the macros, but if we're outside of the macro, it's gonna feel less secure because you're not within the pocket of time where we're supposed to go fill our objective. So here, could you have took this for value gap and probably survived? Yeah, but if you waited and took this inverse, put stops here, you wouldn't even need to put them there, but put stops there, and you're assuming this high within this gap is your drawn liquidity, like you're hitting it with no hesitation because we're within a section of time where we're going to aggressively move to our target. But if you entered on this for value gap, like you have to deal with all this drawdown, all that BS. More often than not, if you're not trading within the macro, like I said, you're going to be right about direction and still get stopped out. So it's just safer to trade within the macros. But, I mean, like I said, it's pretty straightforward stuff. It's a pocket of time. It's the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes of every hour. And it's a section of time where you're expecting us to move aggressively to fill in balance or take liquidity. Like it's as simple as that. But I guess the more complex thing to cover is the hourly opens. So let's talk about that because I use that literally every day. We talked about it in the premium and discount class a little bit, and it's pretty much going to be the same thing, just looking at more in depth and more examples. But basically, this is a pretty advanced like time theory, but it's based on the open high low close and open low high close of every candle. I want to talk specifically about the hourly though because this is something I use a lot. I don't really use this concept on like the 30-minute or the 15-minute or anything, even though it does work. I just find more consistency on the hourly. So Oh my god, bro, did it crash again? Bro, what is going on? Why would it... Bro, I have it set to share my whole screen, so when I switch to the chart, it should be on the chart. What is wrong with this stupid thing? Alright, now we're good. Jesus Christ, bro. Anyways. Bro, my virtual office is flooding right now. Jesus Christ. Alright, bro. But yeah, I mean, the other stuff you guys more than likely already knew, but like I said, it's pretty straightforward. Like, you guys in the Discord, you didn't even need to really see the chart to know what I was saying. If you just heard what I was saying, then you more than likely got it. But this is the more important part. Basically, just looking at the open specific. This works on every single time frame, on every single candle. Every single candle has a, like we said in the other video, it has an open, like how it says up here. It has an open, high, low, close. Every single candle has one. And obviously, if we open and we push up and we form this wick, we had to manipulate to form that wick. So the idea of using this on the hourly candle, like with your trading on lower time frame, is you're anticipating the manipulation and making sure you don't get caught in it right at the open of the hourly candle, and then you're taking it to where you're drawing liquidities. I use it on the 10 a.m. candle. Like I said, it applies on every single candle, but I use it on the 10 a.m. candle just because that's typically within a kill zone. It's within a macro. It's all that. So let's look at this for an example. And 10 a.m. is also the open of the 4-hour candle as well. So, dang, is it that far? Alright. Yeah, this lag is about to have me, like, cut my own limbs off, bro. Alright, now I need to go mark this out again. I'm about to freak out. Alright. He's a jolly good fellow. Alright. So, this is 10 a.m. open. This is when the hourly candle opened. We opened and we immediately went down. So once we're down here, we know that we opened and immediately went down. We're going to assume that's manipulation for us to make a move higher. So this... So basically, like, the fundamental idea is that, like in this scenario, let's assume that we just wanted higher price. If we wanted higher price, at the 10 a.m. candle, we want to see us go down. Even though we want the market to go up, we want to see the 10 a.m. candle go down because we know that's manipulation, and it confirms that we're more than likely setting up for an open, low, high close. If that makes sense, it should. I don't know if there's any simpler way to explain that. So here, this was a 10 a.m. open. The 10 a.m. candle opened here. We manipulated down, swept this liquidity, and then made our way back up. Where's it close? This isn't like the best. This isn't like a textbook example, but it's the exact same thing still. So this was the open. This was the close. Like I said, if you want price to go higher, you want to see us manipulate down at the 10 a.m. open. So 10 a.m. open, manipulated down, and we ended up making our way up and closing a bullish hourly candle. But I want to show a better 10 a.m. candle because that one doesn't really push to anything. It's kind of ugly. So let's find a better one. He's a jolly good fellow. Oh, that's what was making my audio bad. I forgot. I need to turn off the stupid AC while I'm recording these. Oh, this is going to be a bad candle too because it's FOMC. So let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday! Check Tuesday! Hey, that. Stupid that. Dumb that. Now it's hot in here. Alright. See, that's a good 10 a.m. candle, I think. Alright, so 10 a.m. candle, here it is. Let's assume that we just wanted market to go lower. Actually, let's assume this is a better draw on liquidity. I like this one. Let's assume that low was our draw on liquidity, so we want the market to go lower. So at 10 a.m., if we want the market to go down, that means we want a bearish 1 hour candle. So what would we want? We'd want the market to open and manipulate up to form the wick of the bearish candle. So that's what we got here. I'm pretty sure I took this trade. Oh no, I got stopped out on this trade actually. Either way. Oh, I used this in the example last time actually. But where is it? Yeah, it's mad hot in here. We gotta hurry up. Oh. Alright. So like I said, we wanted bearishness. Bro, this chair makes it sound like I'm farting. What did we sweep here? Alright, so we wanted bearishness. We see some low resistance liquidity here. We want this low. We want the low all the way down there. What is that? Bro, there's too many random noises going on around here. Alright. But yeah. If we want to go down, we want to see the 10 a.m. go up first, right at its open. So 10 a.m. opened, we immediately went up, we swept this liquidity, and then we started our descent. So, I mean, we haven't started talking about like PD arrays and entries yet, but I'm sure we talked about fair value gaps. So, take this fair value gap. So we opened, manipulated, came back below the open. There's a fair value gap after the sweep. You can assume that the 10 a.m. manipulation up was for the sweep, and you can trust this fair value gap. So you take that fair value gap. This was your drawn liquidity. Boomskis. It books. But, bro, what is that noise? I'm about to tweak. Wait, am I tweaking? Bro, what is... Alright, I'll deal with that later. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, this is just another way to incorporate time into your trading. Time and price must align for a good entry, and this is a perfect example of time and price aligning. At the 10 a.m. open, you're wanting us to go down, and we manipulate up and then make a short setup. That's like time and price perfectly aligning. And then, like we just talked about with the kill zone and the macros, it's 10 a.m. so we're within the we're within the kill zone from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. and we're within the macro from 9:50 to 10:10. So that just makes this entry like buttery. So take that fair value gap, put stops somewhere up here. You're chilling. But let's find one more example of the 10 a.m. open and how to use it, and then I'm done because that noise is making me like freak out. And I need to turn the AC on, and I need to take a poop. So it's a lot of reasons to get off these charts. Bro, is it as loud for you guys as it is for me? There's no way the Discord's tweaking again. Alright, bro. This is insane. Discord's just gonna have to listen to this later, but let's find one more example, and then I need to get out of here before I actually crash out. That is a horrible 10 a.m. candle. Bro. Oh, that is 10 a.m.? Okay. Alright. So, here, we're assuming we want shorts. We want to fill this gap. This new day opening gap, like we talked about in yesterday's class. We want to see that go get filled, so we're bearish coming into the 10 a.m. Bro, is it that far away? Alright. So, bearish coming into yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like trying to act like I don't care, but that noise has me about to freak out. Woo! Alright, let's do it. So, like I said, we want shorts. Obviously, this is actually a perfect setup. There's relative equal lows down here as a target. We'll talk about that in the draw and liquidity class, but we want the market to go down because of these relative equal lows. We want the market to go down to fill this new opening gap. So we're obviously bearish going to the 10 a.m. open. So here at 10 a.m., we want to see manipulation to the upside so that we can get shorts. So we manipulated up. This is the formation of the 10 a.m. wick, and we started a descent downwards. So 10 a.m. manipulated up to fill this imbalance. We break down, form an inverse for value gap. Like I said, all these terms, you might not understand them if you're newer, but we'll talk about them later. So you could have took that after the 10 a.m. manipulation, took it to these relative lows, took it to the new week opening gap. I mean, it pretty much works every single day, I'm not going to lie. Every single day that you trade, you should be watching out to see which direction we trade as soon as 10 a.m. opens. If 10 a.m. opens and immediately goes up and your drawn liquidity is down, that's almost just an extra confirmation that your drawn liquidity is right. And obviously vice versa. But it's really hard to focus with that noise going on and all the glitches that kept happening, so hopefully I covered what I said correctly. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. If you need to rewatch it a couple times, rewatch it. But I'm going to call it there because I'm probably about to go like throw hands with whatever that noise is. So, good stuff, man. It's not too complex. A lot of this is very straightforward. So, yeah, man. Good luck. Don't forget that I love you. I want to kiss you all night long and all that stuff. So, deuces.